I remember when I was about 12 years old, my best friend came home after he moved over from the beach, and he was riding down on this thing I'd never seen before, and it was a water ski that he had made into a skateboard. I was like, how did you make that? And he's like, well, all the skateboards are flat, you know? And he's like, I wanted something with a little turn in it, like a surfboard. So he bought a water ski from a garage sale and put it together, you know? And from that point, man, I was just hooked. I'm Tim Payne, and I build skate parks for a living. Skateboarding really is a mainstream pastime. I think everybody's had a skateboard in their garage at one point. It's pretty common for, you know, every kid in the United States to have stepped on one. I grew up building tree houses. We would go behind a building and start propping wood against the wall and like making stuff. Since I was building tree houses, I already knew how to use a saw and a hammer, and you know, I just started cutting transitions and radiuses and building quarter pipes in the driveway, and all of a sudden other kids in the neighborhood wanted one in their driveway, so we would go to construction sites and ask the carpenters there, you know, if we could have any of the scrap wood, and they would usually let us rummage through the trash pile. We started to branch out about the time that I was 16 or 17. We were taking road trips to Tampa, Miami, Jacksonville. We're skating other people's backyard ramps, and so we started having contests. That's how I was lucky enough to be asked to build, you know, some ramps for the National Skateboard Association because of, you know, the reputation that I had for building a pretty much flawless structure, I guess. After that, I was building every pro's ramp in their warehouse, every ramp in their backyard. I was flying out to California constantly. I was flying to Germany, Japan, China, Malaysia. When street skating started evolving, I started building street courses. We were trying to mimic the things that we saw downtown. We were trying to build concrete ledges and marble ledges and, you know, handrails. We were trying to make legit street courses. When we started building concrete parks, we wanted to make sure we reflected all sides of skateboarding. Good flow, good design, you know, a level of difficulty that encouraged a skater that when they made something, there was another obstacle ahead of them. We want to make sure that it's not a scary skate park. We want to make sure it's a challenging skate park. It's so gratifying knowing that the cities are finally recognizing that this is something that they need to provide for the communities. Ask any city, it's the most used piece of facility they ever put in their parks project. Well, I think it's absolutely critical that, you know, you don't put the skate park back in the woods somewhere, you know. It really needs to be around other recreation in the city. The nicer area you put the skate park, the better it's going to be respected. You see plenty of parents and people eating lunch and just stopping by and watching the skaters. I mean, it really is something, you know, that's neat to watch. And, you know, it's not just neat for myself, it's neat for people that don't know anything about skateboarding. Sometimes I look at my life and I go, wow, I really have kind of achieved everything I've ever wanted to achieve. But then when I think again, I'm like, there's so much more that could be done.
Yeah!
Got it, man. That's a wrap.